everyone, and welcome to Website Integration with Member365. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christine Bundy, and fun fact is I love questions. So if you have any questions throughout today's webinar or presentation, please put them into the Q&A found at the bottom of your screen. I will do a Q&A session at the end. However, I do have it open on my second screen, so if I do see them as we go, I will answer. But again, if I miss it, we will answer them at the end. Today's session is being recorded. Everyone has been muted and all cameras are turned off except for mine. So again, if you have those questions, put them into the Q&A. The recording will be posted on our YouTube channel for future reference. For today's session, what are we going to go over? So we're first going to go over how to add your membership applications to your website, how to add your portal, directories, store, event, job board, how to add your campaign, how to embed a form, and also how to do a sign-up sheet. And then we'll go through some just overall best practices for designing membership-based websites. And for those who don't know, I did do designing association websites for the company for 5 years. I've been doing websites in general for 10. So yeah, there's lots of tidbits that I love to share with you as we go along, and I will share some best practices at the end. All right, so I'm going to jump in. Now, I'm doing something different today. I'm doing a double screen. I have a wide screen. So if you guys are having a hard time seeing anything, just jump in to either the chat or the Q&A and let me know. On the one side of the screen over here, I have our demo website. It is a WordPress website. Now you can use Wix, you can use Squarespace, whatever site. We have a demo site here where we've already integrated everything, and I'm going to show you what we did. And then on the other side, we have the Member365 where we've grabbed the embed codes to put over here. And I'm going to show you where you go to grab those and then how you put them into the site. So that's why they're side by side. So again, if you're having a hard time seeing them, I do have them at the largest resolution so they fit on the screen. I can go to single screen, just mention it if you're having a hard time seeing anything. All right, so the first thing that we're going to go over is membership. So you have the membership menu at the top here. We have the join now page. Now, the first thing you should always have is how to become a member. Make it very apparent on your website to join that you are a membership based. It should be within one click to get to that join page. I love that people put it in their menu, also at the very top. You can also add it again to the bottom as one of your every page kind of headers. So it's always on a page at the bottom of every page. It's very common to see, but you want to make become a member very easy for prospects so that no matter where they are, they're easily able to get there within a click. So we're going to go to the join now page. And how do I add those applications? So in here, you can make them a button or you can make them text. I've seen people do both. Both are fine. Again, so long as it's very apparent that they have to click that option. So ours say join now. And so when you click on it, it actually takes them to the application form. So I'm just going to actually open this in a new tab so I don't open it up. So this is the application form link for this membership. Now I'm logged in over here, so that's why it's saying I'm logged in and it's already pre-filling out. If I wasn't, it would go to the other option. So how did I do this? So I'm going to go to edit my page. Now I'm pretty old school. I don't edit live. You can edit live if that's what you prefer. Again, I've been doing this for 10 years, so I'm very used to doing it within the actual back end. So in here, you can go to where the join now is. And then when we go over to Member365 over here, we're going to go to membership and we're going to go to category setup so we can get the links that we need for this. And so this is the student membership, which it looks like they relabeled within here. So when I actually click on this link, they have the individual one there. So again, it's just for test purposes. So I'm going to grab the individual link by coming over here. I click application form link and I copy. Then when I come over here, and let me just remove this so that it's no longer linked. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to add my insert linked option. I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to apply it. And then that's very simple. You do that for each of those. You want to make sure that you have your description, your price so that's very clear as to what membership category they're in. Make sure you have the right membership category. Again, today is just for showing purposes. And then you make sure that you test it. So make sure that you save it, make sure that you update. And I know it's like 2 or 3 save steps. We do the same thing. And then you can preview it and test it. And again, when you are testing your application links, you simply can do it in incognito mode. If you don't know how to do that, it's simply by grabbing this link and right clicking on the side of your screen to go into incognito mode. And from there, you can paste it and test your application. All right, so that's how you do application links. Very simple. Now, the other thing that we want to do is on the menu. So in your menu, and you might have multiple menus. So you might have a top bar menu, which we do. I displayed those. Hold on, let me go to. Depending on which ones you have, you might have more than one display at a time. Within here, you can add additional logins. You can add them on the top bar as well. I'm not going to save the menu. I'm going to go to my last page, which I'm actually going to go back over to my home page over here. And in here, you can add the login button as well with the slider if you want. So you can have the become a member and login page up there, or you can add it in the top menu bar. If you're adding it as a button, no matter where it is, it's simply just adding the element for a button and then adding that link that you need. Now, most people are like, hey, what is the member portal login link? If you go back over to Member365, it's just taking this first section up until either the .com, the .org, or the .ca, whichever server you're on, copying that. And then if you go into incognito, it'll give you the landing page for the member portal login. So this is your member portal URL that you want to add to your home page. And so they have it, and we have it here in a top menu. So it's just a button. You could have it in the menu here. You could also have it down in your footer. So again, it's accessible kind of everywhere. All right, so that's the Join Now page. Now let's move over to the directory. How do we add the directory? So we're going to go under modules, and we're going to go directory, and we're going to go to manage. And so we have the individual membership in here right now, not the group one. And so I'm going to go into the members. And on the top here, it has the public access. And so this is the code that you're going to copy. And then to get it here, how do I get it to show? I went in to edit my page. And I grabbed a code block or HTML block. So depending on your theme, depends on what it's labeled, but it's an HTML or code block. And when you add it in, you're going to simply just copy and paste the code. Now, again, if you're doing the live version, you're going to be doing this on like the left-hand side of your screen. I'm very old school, and I like being in the back end here to see it because that's how I've done it for the last 10 years. So you just copy that in, make sure you update, and then you can then preview it just as we were previously. So it's very simple. It's just copy from Member365, add to a code block in your WordPress, Wix, whatever type of website you're using. Same goes for the store, but where do I locate the store one? So the store one is going to be under modules. It's going to be store, and you're going to go into your settings. And in here is where you're going to get that code integration. So again, it's another iframe where you simply grab the script. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned is if you are have a French version versus an English version, they are different codes, so that you on your French version of your website, you have a different code than your English. The big difference is in this here, 2, when it has the 2 on the store /2, that's French. For English, it's /1 at the end. That's for all URLs. If it's a /1 at the end, it's the English side. If it's /2, it's the French side. So both versions are available if you need them. So again, you can hit copy code or select code, And then when you come in, and I automatically, when I clicked on this page, was logged in. So that's why I did that. I want to edit this page. So to do that, I'm going to go into themes. And I'm going to go and find my page, which will be store. So I can just search for it and it will bring it up. Hold on one sec. Let me just log out. Another thing to always do with your websites, we have a lot of tests in here. Remove them. They should not look at your websites. If you have lots of different ones or older ones in here, you can remove them out. I know we have a couple in here from when some clients were maybe having some issues, and so we were doing some tests. So just always remove them so that you know what they are. Again, I always like the feature where I can come over here. Now that I'm logged out, it's keeping me within the site because I'm not logged in a member. And now I can come in here and edit. And so here, I can then copy again, same code block over and go back to our live page. So now that we've done that of events, so there's two versions for events that you can embed into the member portal. There is the calendar version and there is the list builder version. So you know what both those look like. This is what the calendar looks like. The list version is actually on the home page. So it only shows upcoming events on the list. It doesn't show past events. If you have the calendar view on your website, it will show any past events. It's always great having your calendar on the website. If they are not a member and it's a member event, they cannot attend unless they get a membership. So it's a great way of getting prospects to actually complete the application form because there might be something they really want to go to, but they can't go if they don't have that membership. And so again, it's also great on a page like this to at the bottom, maybe having a join now button. Again, having it in the main menu so it's easy to find, or even having a little blurb on the page being like, hey, some of these you might not be able to get tickets for unless you're a member. If you have a specific color, you can identify that. If you want to become a member, click here, have the join now button there to be able to go and complete your application. To get these codes, you're going to go to settings and you're going to go to embed website calendar. And again, there's the two views. You have this view, so copy, and you have the list view. So both are available for you. Again, it's very simple. And you can, again, it's just adding, going to elements, finding your code block option. Right in the middle here, select it. You then get a code block. I've already embedded it in, and here is that code. Just copy, paste, make sure you save and update. And then you can review your page when those updates are made. Same thing goes, again, we have an English and a French version to make sure you have those. For the job board, again, is similar. We're going to go up to jobs. I like the job board option. The one thing that we also have is the ability to add it so that if you want to open it to non-members, because you can have non-member pricing versus member pricing for the job board. So you can add this link onto the page as a button so that non-members can submit a job posting. They then would get non-member portal access to manage it and be able to be on your job board. So it's another avenue for revenue. So you can add that as a simple button. And here, I'll even just, I'm gonna copy this in and I'm gonna add it to this page. So I can copy this code. Again, it's a code block, but I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna add this in. And so at the top of this, I'm gonna add another container. It's a basic container. You could also just add, if you don't want to do it as a separate container, you can actually just add text blocks. So if I want to, I'm going down to text. So I just add my text in and I can leave it as a link or I can remove this. And click the button below. So I can have a little message there. I can then add a button option. I can then put the code for the button. And this could be job posting. I can hit update. So it could be below the code or above the code. I'm going to go view page. So now I have my code block for the jobs. And my page is probably caching. That does happen. So let's go back. We're going to go update. And we're going to go preview. So it loads on the next page because it does cache sometimes. So you have to be careful. And you might have to clear your cache if needed. And so I do have to play around with my styling on the side to make sure that this is up more, but you can add the button. And then when they click on this link, if I do it in the incognito window, they then can fill out the job posting as a non-member. So I'll make that a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, but you can then add those in. All right, donation. So this is simply just going to be a link to the actual fundraising campaign. So in your campaign, so if you go up to modules and then you go to fundraising, when you go into the campaign that you were working with, so any one of these, you'd simply just grab the link at the bottom here. So this goes to the landing page. And so when I go to the main menu options, I can add that link as a menu item. So in this theme, under appearance, under menu, it's a custom link where you just add the link here and then it opens to that landing page. Again, if you're logged in, you'll see the top menu items. And if not, then you won't have to. Finally, it's a contact us form. So this is a web form. And a lot of people like having a web form on the website because it keeps everything within Member365. So simply to grab your form information, you're going to come in here and we're going to just go and grab a web form. And I'm just going to grab any web form that I have in here. And to get the access to get this code, I just go to public link here and I would grab this script. And again, it's just putting it into a text box, a code block and it will automatically appear as it is here. So that is an option that is available for you. Now, the last item on our list is the sign up form. And so I put that on the home page. So if I scroll down to bottom, hold on, let's go. Sometimes if you have too many screens open, hold on, let me go. Edit. Yeah, it's caching. So in here, I've added the sign up form. So I just added a little text area, sign up for our newsletter. And then in the code block, I have the sign up form. So under email campaigns sign up forms, I have newsletter here. So if you haven't created it already, you can create it and get the embed code at the end. Or you can simply come over here and copy this and embed it into your code block again. Then you update. Again, if you're not seeing things as you're updating them, it's because you might have a cache issue on your Windows. I also had to update my Windows browser today, and here it is appearing. So I have a sign up form. I always recommend using a white background for these so that it's very easy to see. You can, it will reduce, so it won't be as long for filling this out, but it will make so it won't be as long if you have it on like the side of your screen, which we do for all of our blogs so people can sign up to our newsletter. You can put it on the side in a sidebar and they will auto adjust for it. And then when they subscribe, they'll automatically appear over here in the newsletter option. And as you can see, I'm already over here. All right, so there you go. So we did login, how to get your URL, how to add a button. We did the sign up forms, directory, store, events, job board, donations, how to add your campaign, whichever campaign you want it to be. It's always good if you are putting on your website and you're doing multiple campaigns at a time. You can do a multiple fund campaign, by the way. I always like to point that out. but always making it very apparent on the website as to the things that you want them to do. Become a member, donate. If donate is a really big thing for your organization, maybe you're not for profit, then you might want to have become a member and donate right here as the main attraction, or even up here adding a second button for donating. If those are big things, you always want to make sure, again, they're very easily found and are found in like one click. Okay. So then now let's jump back to Member365. If you have questions, please put them in Q&A. I am going to get them. I see there is one. I'm very excited. I love questions. So let's go back and do some best practices. As I mentioned, provide clear call to action. So make sure that you have a join now page, make it very apparent. Don't make people go 3 pages to find it. I've done that for a couple associations, and the first question they're like, hey, why am I not getting members? It's because it's really hard to find your form. Make sure it's like within one click, they can see all the memberships, they can grab those applications right there and then and be able to complete them. Same with if you're doing donations, make sure if that's a big part of your association for funding, you want to make it very easy for people to do that. Embed the member portal link on your website, so make sure it's at the top. If it's in the menu, top menu, as long as it's easily accessible and clear. Some people call it hub instead of member login or member portal, whatever name you want to get it, so long as they understand the language. But make sure that you have the application form directly on your website. Again, making it within 1 to 2 clicks so that they can get onto that form. 2-click rule is always applied, making it very easy to find. Display your event listings or calendars, show like upcoming events. Even if they can't attend to those events because they're not a member, you're advertising the benefits of being a member. So again, getting those prospects. And again, if you have that messaging at the top, it would help with that. Even though you might not allow non-members to attend events, you can still advertise what the association offers for events. So it is a good way of doing that. And then time for questions. All right, we have one. So our star is accessible within the member portal. Are you suggesting that we make it available on the website? If so, do you suggest it's just a page on the website and its own menu? So you can have the store on the website. Not everyone does it. They only do it if they're offering non-members the ability to purchase things like swag or things like that. Like I know, for example, my daughter is going to be in Sparks. I'm not a member, but she is. But I can purchase her uniform on the public website. I'm not a member, but she's a member, so I need to be able to purchase that on her behalf. So there are some associations where you need those capabilities to allow non-members, again, showing them what you can offer. They get the non-member price on the public website. The members still get the member price because when they go to put in their email address, it's going to convert to them having the member price, not the non-member price. So it's up to you internally deciding whether you want it on the website. The main purpose of today is to show you all the capabilities that we have. What about others? Directory and events. Most associations will keep directories inside the member portal as a member benefit. However, some associations, like accreditation associations, actually have a public directory advertising members that are accredited, and so they can get jobs, or it can be used as a reference for people to say, yes, I am actually accredited here. I'm on my accreditation website. You can verify that I have my credentials in XYZ, and it's a very big benefit for them and for their job. So there are benefits to having those things public facing. Now, they are not for everyone. You have to make internal business decisions based that's best for you. Again, today's session is to show you what all the capabilities are and how to do those things. Does anyone else have any questions? And thank you very much for your questions. Those are awesome questions. If you have more that you think of maybe after today's session, you can always submit a ticket. I love going through them. I love getting any type of question. So if you have them, please ask. If you're unsure, please ask. Or if you're thinking, I wonder if I need to go for a third-party system for XYZ, ask us first. And if we say no, we might even provide you with a recommendation. Thank you all very much for joining us today. I had a lot of fun showing you how to integrate Member365 into your website, and I'll hope to see you next time.